Hello and welcome to the Cloudera MapReduce tutorial. Here we will be going to GitHub site. This is the link for that GitHub site, and I've already opened it here. So today's task is to count the polling election results using Cloudera machine, and we'll be using the Hortonworks Sandbox VM that we have already installed here on the Cloudera system. We need the Java kit for that and Java IDE and of course a working internet connection. So let's get started with this. And first we'll be creating a Java class Utopia vote count. So this is basically Utopia is a fictitious city, and we'll be having candidates for candidates by the name of Jaja, Gigi, Jojo, Juju, and so on and so forth. And we'll be selecting like which candidate got the most um, votes in the election. So what we have basically done is we have created a CSV file for this election poll results, and I'll show you one of the booth election files, which looks somewhat like this. And we'll be counting the results. So this is just a sample. This file could be very large, uh, depending upon the results. So let's go on to the HUE browser and create a vote input directory, and within that we will be importing our two files, the booth input and the booth 1 and the booth 2 that I just showed you. Now let's go to Java, and we have created new project here by the name of Utopia vote count, and within that we have created a umapper package, and within that package we are creating these three uh, uh, classes. These classes are basically, one is the mapper code that we have here. So the mapper code extracts the object text and the int writable, and this mapper code, what it's exactly doing is it's mapping the records of Jaja, Gigi, Joju, and it's creating one output where it's basically mapping that entry to one and and incrementing it by one. So it's in a sense that it's creating like um, it's creating a counter for that. And reducer class, what it's basically doing is that it's reducing the text key and int writable, and there's an int vote count of 0, and every time it encounters a 1, which we got from the mapper class, that if gg wherever it encounters gg, it is putting a 1 aside it. Again it encounters a gg, it gives a 1 aside it, and so on and so forth. Let's say in a particular file gg comes 15 times, so it is typing 15 ones. So what the reducer class is doing here in this for loop is that it's counting those values. So this is what the mapper and reducer is doing here. And if you go to the application part, so application, we have so many imports. So again, we need to use three libraries that are mentioned here. The libraries are these common Hadoop MapReduce. So these libraries, you can go and fetch it from build path, configure build path, and you can import the libraries from here. So if you add external jar, you can use this user library Hadoop client to get all those three libraries that I had. I have these libraries. These are some of the important libraries for this. And next, what I do is I run my program. So it's giving me that there is an exception. So that's okay. So what we are going to do next is we are going to export this file as a jar file. And next, so what I did is I exported the Utopia vote count with class path and project, and Cloudera desktop and Utopia vote count. I'm saving it on my desktop and clicking next. Now, since I've already done this, I won't be doing it. So do you want to overwrite it? So, okay, yes, we can do that. And next, I go on to my Cloudera quick start menu, and let's clear this. And if you see this, I'm reading that jar file and map. This is my package. This is the my application, and this is the input from where it will read, and this is the output where it will generate. So let's hit click, and let's see if. So if you see here, the total number of input paths processed is 2, number of splits is 2, and these are the submitting tokens for the job and submitting application. And this is the link where we can actually see that our output. So let's go to our HUE browser and go to Cloudera. So if you see the link, it says you Cloudera vote count output. So there we have our results. So vote count input and vote count output. This is the new file that has been created. So let's go to this directory, and this right here, part R 4 times 0. This is the file that is giving us the results. So here you see Jaja, Gigi, Jin, Joju, Jaja, Gigi. Again, if you see Gigi is a lowercase here and Gigi with a J capital case. So it's categorizing the case, it's taking into account the case sensitivity also. So these are the total number of vote counts for those files. Again, if you would like to have a look at the files again that were uploaded here, so that we can say with confidence that these are the inputs that were already there. So you see here, we had our inputs, we had both the files similarly, and we got the output as the sum of the polling results. So that's it. This was the CLI where we applied the same the vote count input and output, and this is basically the class code which we got from the Hortonworks platform. So if you can go here and scroll it down, you'll find all the codes here, and I've used the same code as it is. And if you see the API code, it says that it's basically taking job as an instance and set output key text dot class. So it's taking the text file, and int writable class, it's setting at the output class file. Again, it's calling the mapper class and the reducer class, and it's creating an input and output and giving us the and this is the job. This is the job that ran. So this particular job it's taking into account, and it's giving us the results. It's giving us the results as the new path, argument 1 and argument 2. It's taking it from argument 0. This is the input file that I showed you in the Hive, and this is the output file that we generated. So that is it. That is mostly it. Thank you for watching the video.